In this video, I wanted to talk about the one benefit from rebounding, trampolining, mini trampolining that I wanted to talk about that I hadn't really focused on or actually really even, I don't know, paid attention to in the past, but I noticed a real good benefit from this. Kind of heard a voice in my head the other day, told me to do this before bed, and I wanted to kind of test it out, and now I'm going to relay the message. So if you have a mini rebounder or a trampoline, Cellerciser is the one that I use. Check the link down below in the description section. If I remember, I'll put it in the comment section so it makes it even easier for you to go check it out. Now, a lot of people think about the benefit of rebounding from NASA that says that you can rebuild your bone mass, your muscle mass. If you happen to be an astronaut and you're coming back into, Earth and everything like that. But everybody knows, and if you, they also did a study that proved that rebounding burns more, 11 times more calories than walking, 6 times more calories than jogging, and 3 times more calories than running. Now, that's what the NASA thing said. That was using an Olympic rebounder or trampoline at the time. I don't think there's much difference in between the Olympic-sized trampoline and the mini trampoline. It's basically the same concept. And before I get into this, they did use a spring-based trampoline, not a bungee. So I don't know if the same math applies. I have no idea. And they even have a little caveat now on their PDF that they tested it using a spring-based Olympic-sized trampoline. So take that with what it will. If you hear any noise, it's the radiator behind me, nothing I can do about it. I haven't made a ton of videos on the Cellerciser, but I have made a few, so I will link a playlist to that at the end of this. If this video does help you out at all, please give it a like, consider subscribing, because I'm testing this trampoline out more and more, and I'm going to be making more and more videos about it. I think I can even set up a camera in the other room where it's at and maybe even make some videos with workouts and stuff like that, but that is not what this video is. This video is the kind of the hidden key or the hidden thing that I really didn't even pay attention to with the rebounder, and that is your ability to, I want to say, heal or recover, heal and recover from being in pain. And so any of you who don't know, or if you're new to my channel, I have a fake ankle. I have a 3D printed talus in one of my ankles, and it does cause a lot of pain, especially this time of year. I don't think there's any much snow out there, but it's a winter time. The colder it gets, the worse the pain gets. And I had this little voice in my head the other day say, why don't you do a health bounce, just a health bounce before you go to bed, and see if that helps you recover while you sleep. And I've done this for weeks now. I think this was about a month ago that I started this, and I cannot believe how much more recovery I have after I wake up. And I started even doing this, like if I'm in pain. Last night, perfect example. I don't know what happened in my mind. I went for a 104 block walk. And then I took a subway back, and then I had to walk another 4 blocks to get to my house. And I was feeling great. I just kept walking. I just kept going. It was cold out, but it wasn't really bothering me. I just kept going for a walk. And then I got here, and the water was coming out of the faucet brown. I'm like, I'm not drinking that. So then I had to go to the store and get water, and I came back, and I made dinner, and I sat down, and kind of the aftermath hit. I was in a lot of pain. I couldn't really walk, but it was recovering pretty fast. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go do a health bounce, just a health bounce on the Cellerciser. And sure enough, all of that pain just kind of melted away. Now, there's one thing that you really do have to pay attention is if you're clenching, it's not going to help. So if in the beginning, if you're on there and you're clenching and everything like that, just let that melt away, let it go, and just let the gravity kind of, flow through you or whatever. Not to sound too, like woo or anything like that, but just let it kind of melt away all of the tension that's in your body. Because I find, at least in myself, Most of the time that I have a lot of pain is because I'm holding on, I'm clenching. I'm, you know, like, my calf is like real tight and clenching. One of the other things that you can do is add Calm. It's a magnesium powder. I'll also link that down below because that's something that I've been using for almost, actually, it is a decade now. In November of this year, it will be a decade somehow since I started taking Calm. Wow, that's insane. That in combination with the Cellerciser is incredible. Now, when I first got the Cellerciser, my body wasn't in the correct position. That is another thing that I'm gonna be making videos about. I'm trying to figure out how to give people visualizations on how to realize that your body might not be in the correct position. Back in the day, I used to keep my shoulders real far back and everything else was tight about that. And then I realized after watching other humans that your shoulders are in the front of the body. I started looking at diagrams of the body and I'm like, wait a minute. So that's another thing that I'm gonna be making videos about. So if that's of any interest in you, just subscribe. I will be making videos about that. It's like what I have gone through to figure this out. I don't know how to explain to other people yet, otherwise I would have made these videos. But it has alleviated a lot of pain, and this just bouncing on a trampoline, I know they're not the cheapest thing in the world, and I don't know how this works on bungee. I had a Bellicon, I didn't like it, it really messed with my foot. Ironically, my good foot didn't like it, my bad foot did like it. Never had that happen before. So I've only used spring base to test this out. Another thing that you can do is if your ankle's in a ton of pain, you can actually sit bounce, which is another thing that I'm gonna be making videos about in the future. That has helped me. And then kind of when the rest of the body is fluid and not having a lot of tension anymore, that's when I'll stand and do the health bounce. And then from there, depending on how I'm feeling, I might do like, you know, swimmers and stuff like that, just to help everything while I'm bouncing. I'll just kind of pretend like I'm swimming, and that is phenomenal as well. It's absolutely phenomenal. And I don't want to recommend the cheap rebounders because I have had those in the past. I did not get the same benefit. If you can't afford the Cellerciser and you have like an urban rebounder or something like that and it's fine for you, great, you know, just keep going at it. This really isn't about selling a Cellerciser. This is about selling a way of not being in pain, because a lot of us are in pain these days. And a lot of it is actually coming from our footwear, which I have discussed in other videos, and I don't want to get into that in this. But if you've got a pad under your foot this big, you're walking harder than you're supposed to, and that sends a lot of jolt through the body even though you think it's not. And having a raised heel also puts your body at a disadvantage because all the joints in the body are in the wrong spot. Again, this is about getting rid of pain on the Cellerciser. I can't believe how good it works. Now, don't try to do some crazy workout on there if you're in a lot of pain. Just put your hands on the handlebar, and that's another thing, have a handlebar, balance bar, whatever you want to call it, and just do a health bounce. And make sure that all of the body is moving. Make sure your shoulders are moving, make sure your calves are raising, make sure everything's loose, make sure you're not having a lot of tension in your back. And you should be kind of lifting from your butt. Your butt should be pushing, your calves should be pushing, and your shoulders should be kind of, you know, pushing and everything like that. And it just melts away. I couldn't believe it. I could barely even walk to it. Because what happens with me is when I'm in a lot of pain, all of the muscles in that pain area tense up like it's like an air cast. And so I kind of had to walk with my air cast over to the Cellerciser, 3 to 5 minutes on the thing, and I was walking like a normal human being again. But I have, again, and another thing, and I'm going to end on this, the last thing that I have been doing is I have been bouncing for like 1 to 3 minutes on the Cellerciser before I go to bed, just a health bounce. Now, again, I do a lot more workouts throughout the day on that thing, but the health bounce has really helped me, and you don't want to be doing a crazy workout before bed. And the last thing that you can do is you can actually invert your legs on the trampoline. You do need a balance bar for this or a wall. And what you do is you just simply lay on the trampoline with your legs up on the balance bar. I got this from a Jump Instead, the Trophy Twins. I don't know if they created this, but this is definitely where I got it from. And it helps immensely. So there are some things that you can do, some unexpected things that I have found using my Cellerciser. Anyways, that is the video. Hopefully this helped you out. If you don't have one, go check it out. I've had mine for over 10 years now. I got mine in 2014. So I've had it a while. It's still in great condition. I love it. Anyways, that is the video. If you want that unexpected benefit from it, I don't know how else you would get this effect. Now, if you don't want to buy a trampoline or you want to test this out, most cities do have a trampoline park. They're usually indoors. Even Cleveland, when I lived there, they on my side of town anyway, I think there was like 3 of them within 15 minutes of me. So if you really want to test it out first, either go see if there's a studio that teaches, you know, jumping, or if there's like a jump park or something like that, go test it out, see if that relieves some of the pain. But it really did help a lot. Anyways, comments, questions down below, like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.